What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Captain of Industry, a game where it's super easy to get ahead of yourself, and we have done exactly that. We practiced exactly what we preached not to do. That's okay. We're still in a decent spot. One of the first things we gotta do before we unpause is we gotta get these pipes built. We have just enough. We can spend a little Unity on that because we need to get some water in this tank here, and then while that is being pumped in, especially because it's raining right now, right? We're gonna go and do a little bit more trading because we need. That's pretty expensive. Let's do that much because we need to continue making these blocks. What are they called? Construction parts. There's so many different things in this game, but we need to complete these as well in order to become self-sufficient. And I mean, there's still ways to lose once you've got this much done, right? That's one of the biggest death spirals until you can get sufficient blocks, cinder blocks. What are they called? Concrete blocks? I don't know. Concrete slab, excuse me. And so, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we got ahead of ourselves, right? We decided to tackle both diesel production and concrete production at the same time, which is a huge mistake. So we ran out of concrete, or we ran out of construction parts because we ran out of concrete, which when we needed to focus on concrete. And we didn't need to focus on diesel because we have so much still left over. So we had some time, but we got a little ahead of ourselves because it is so exciting, all the things that we get to do in this game. But we really should focus on the necessities. Pay attention. Wait, look at this. There's so many potatoes. This is insane. Let's wait. Let's wait here for a second. I'm willing to pay it. I'm willing to pay it. And I'm willing to pay it. Okay. This should complete our goal. Or help us complete our goal. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Hope you all enjoying this. In between this recording and the last time I recorded, there has been a new subscriber. That gives us 9 subscribers, if you can believe it. Thank you very much, Andrew Cole. Andrew Cool? You're cool to me. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you joining the channel, having some fun with us. Hope you learned something. I sure am. Even the little bit that I do understand is still, challenged every time. Oh, looks like we got it. We got 80 extra concrete slabs and some vehicle parts. It's very nice. Next thing we need to do then is focus. Okay. Let's take some time because water. So water is going to become one of the most important resources we can have in this game. We are going to need to, tap the many different methods of water collection in this game in order to be successful. Because we are going to need to connect more water to things, especially copper. And this is the only amount of copper we have. Okay, the only thing we're using to make copper right now is electronics. And we really should have a storage here. And we really should have a storage here. Well, let's just assign these to the correct items so that they'll start to fill up. And we position it in such a way because this needs electronics, mechanical parts, this needs electronics, this needs mechanical parts. And again, we'll try to upgrade in C2 with upgrade function once we unlock that stuff, but we haven't yet. Okay, so here's the first thing we need to do to build diesel. And we're going to try and do this quick because, again, I mean, we have a little bit of copper, but we're going to run out eventually. So each one of these can take 60 oil at a time. And that's what we're going to do here. And in fact, we are not going to do that. We're going to do something else, right? We're going to do this. Because I like this much better. And we don't need anything crazy right now, right? Again, yeah. You know, I want this factory to be incredible and amazing for everybody to watch. But at the same time, you got to remember, we are so far outpacing ourselves in terms of what we can and cannot, or should and shouldn't do, right? So let's do this, just so we have it. And we'll build something out here, just so that we have it. Let's unpause this, and unpause this. And I know that we have our shipyard being repurposed, repackaged, redefined. And I know that we have this, but there's some things we really need to do as well. And now that we have this up and coming, this is going to be so much better for us. Now we've doubled our output here, and we can also do something like this, and I want to do it this way because in case we decide to open up for more production. Let's use some Unity, get rid of those things. Maybe we'll add one more of these. But we'll pause this one for now. We don't need that just yet. It's filling up. We're not using enough water at the moment. But once we start copper production, yeah, we'll be. Oh, let's pause this. Perfect. Got us right in time. Okay. So now all we're doing is we're waiting for everything to be. Let's set this. So what does this do here? These basic distilleries, they have the only thing we can do right now is, and we do need coal. We need to find a way to get coal in there. It's back here. Yeah, okay. So we'll do this for now. Yeah, I think that's gonna be okie dokie. Might need to move further back, or come from this way, huh? Let's do like that. That might be better. So these distilleries are going to take crude oil and coal and refine it into diesel and some wastewater and some exhaust. That's going to do is allow us to create our own diesel, right? About that. Because again, we have only a finite amount of things in our shipyard, and we need to be able to produce everything, right? That's basically the point of this game, or any game in this genre, is how do we produce our own stuff and not be reliant solely on what the you know, we have been given to begin the game. Put this here. We'll do the same thing on this one, And I want to use the import level of 5, because it is important, but it isn't super important. We'll do the same one here. And we're just, we are gearing up for conveyor belts. Oh, we're running out of power. What's going to be important? And if you notice here, now we have some surplus of concrete slabs finally, which is nice. Okay. And we are going to need, some decent amount of diesel. Maybe even one more, huh? Yeah. I think that's going to be good. And it's okay. Like I said, we're getting to where we need to be. The most important thing is that we're continuously producing items. We're continuously producing items. One would hope. Yeah, I think we're okay. It's pretty full. Yeah, I think we're doing alright. We're able to, build things, so I think that means we're doing okay. Anyway, let's maybe speed it up a little bit. We'll play on speed 2 for now. Let's see if we can get some things going. I mean, I like to play on speed 1 just because I'm not very good at predicting crashes and things like that. So, I don't want to copy that anyway. So I tend to get, blindsided by stuff. And that's why, hang on. That's why these games, they have things like these alarms where we can set them. And I should do this now. Notify if 25%. We'll call this potato stash. Okay. So now we'll get a buzz if we're low. If we're low on anything. And there's another place we'll do that, of course, but not yet. And, we need to get out here and do all this other stuff still. But there's just so much in this game. I love it so much. It's like every technology opens up something just absurd amount of depth, right? Like we haven't even begun. Look at this map. We haven't even begun to explore, and you can do that. It is the ship still has cargo. Oh, shipyard. Okay, I'm blind. I'm deaf. I'm sorry. I don't really understand what I'm doing most of my life, but I try really hard. And, make it work. Oh, these guys are filling up directly from the distillery. You love to see it. I think it's a good idea to build it out here because these are some of the furthest away things. We can build here eventually some storage for diesel, and out here as well. There'll be other ways to get our vehicles fueled, but for now, these are the far reaches of our empire. And we are producing vast quantities of. Let's do this for now. We're producing vast quantities of potatoes. Let's reduce the maintenance. as well. Yeah, I think we're doing it. Okay. Okay. We have 8. Not very many, but we're making do. We're making it work. And once we can get all these filled with, excuse me, conveyors and stuff, it'll be even quicker. Construction 2 is the next thing we're looking for. And that's coming very soon. Yeah, I think this is okay. It's just that right now we're having to rely on our trucks to do all the heavy lifting, when what we really need is the constant feed of the conveyors. That will take off so much logistical nightmares from our fleet of trucks, and that's what we're paying for next. We need to keep an eye on copper. Can we do an alarm on copper? How do we do an alarm on this? I don't know. We need to figure out when we get low on copper before it happens, so that we can solve the problem, because we really need to get this going before long. Copper is way out here. And I really would like to get building out here, because there's water, there is oil, crude oil out there. You know, this is a really nice starting area. Sand, and then it isn't even far to, you know, reach this island here, which is where we'll be heading eventually. And I read somewhere that trash decays, so if you just have a pile of trash, just let it all sit there and rot. Sorry for taking a sip on the microphone, but I forgot to pause or mute the mic. Okay, so we got 24. We're getting there. We're making it work. Okay. It just means we have none in storage, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to have any in storage. Yep. We're doing okay. Like I said, we're doing okay. Let's finish this. Kind of cool to watch, right? There you go. Sometimes we're just kind of waiting for something to happen. Next major milestone. But we don't have enough happening right now to make that work. But it's going to happen soon. But again, I like to watch these trucks and diggers, excavators. Amazing. Nice. And these aren't going to be able to go because they're full of wastewater, but that's fine. We have... Let's do this. But, yeah, this needs to come first. And we'll get to work on everything else. At least we got plenty of food. People seem happy and healthy. And the other problem is that we aren't getting too much. I mean, I guess we are. But we aren't really getting too much. What is this stuff called, dude? Limestone? Well, I don't want to call it landfill for some reason. And what we're going to do is dig a corridor straight into there at -3, which might even be too low, but you know, it is what it is. And we only have trash and slag, and here we have dirt and rock. Perfect. Okay, I really like the look of this little factory layout we have here. And one of the main goals going forward is going to be to centralize a lot of the production, right? We don't want to be having throughput be an issue, you know? Like take this, where the kilns are. Like we made them here for convenience, right? Convenience, the closeness to the limestone deposit. And that doesn't really benefit us really, right? Because we have a long distance to travel, and we only have trucks to do it with, you know. We don't have belts yet, conveyor belts. So once we get those, you know, we'll want to centralize production and only use our trucks to carry, you know, certain products, right? We want to simplify our truck logistics once we get belts, which is coming up next. This is the next main hurdle, like I said. And we need to get going on this. We still haven't used too much copper, which is good to see. But that's because we haven't built this yet. We are working on these things first, I guess. I mean, I'm fine with it. It's just another step in the process to make it easier for us, right? So that we can get more stuff. And I think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to build a couple more of these and send them out here just to help this machine dig into there more. We are not clearly at a place where we can afford to do anything with our trucks other than haul goods, you know, and we need to get more stuff going anyway, so we will need these excavators in short order, and let's take advantage of that right now, right? We have a storage unit full of iron and stuff, so we can build whatever we need. We have so much fuel, which we need to get a handle on, right? This needs to be one of the greater priorities. Limestone, did we not put, yeah, we did. Alright. Okay. This will be, you know, again, a fairly high priority. We want to use these priorities in a way that, you know, obviously lets us have our most important things always be taken care of, right? We don't want to be, like, eventually we're going to get power, you know, have to deal more with power. Right now we're only dealing with this diesel power, but eventually we will need more power, and that's going to be one of the main things that gets us, you know, requires our coal, and it's going to be very cumbersome if we don't execute it properly, right? Because we'll eventually have no power to power our because every one of these requires multiple resources, right? It requires workers, it requires power, it requires each of these 3 inputs, and that's just to make 1 construction parts, right? So we always want to be making as many things as possible, right? Including power, including people. We never want to find ourselves in this kind of position, right? So this is going to be, the next highest priority thing that we do. That was just to help us continue to produce diesel. What we did here by increasing this priority of build priority. But of course, there's other things that we need to build as well. And what we should do is delete this because we're going to want to turn it anyway. Let's do it like that. Yeah. Unless I really want to get going on this. Okay, so we got construction parts 2, which means we're going to want to go back into production, and if we're going to want to build an assembly one. So there's a couple things you can do. You can grab the assembly and put it down, and then from there you can choose whatever recipe, yeah, or in here you can highlight the recipe and choose it. So now when we build this, it's going to ask us for nothing. It already knows what we want to build. Isn't that incredible? Just one of the many really great features in this game. So I'm going to do that again, but make it a little bit closer. And maybe like that. Yeah, that's probably fine. Oh, that's an assembly too anyway, isn't it? We can't build that yet. We want this and this. Like that. There we go. Now we can build it. Okay, and we need these because otherwise we can't build any conveyor belts, so we do kind of need to prioritize this. And we need storage here, of course. Make this a little bit higher priority. But of course this will still be the highest priority. It's almost done anyway. This can be 7. We'll unpause this. That's fine. Get some pipes there. And we will need some pipes like that. Hopefully that lets us store a little bit more. We're plenty good on diesel. We're certainly using a lot of iron, which is fine. We're gonna get better at it. We have another one here. Let's just do 3. Well, maybe 4 is probably good. Okay, we have full. Let's get some of this. We have full wood, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, belts are going to help us so much. But of course that's the name of the game, right? Okay, looks like we have enough here. We can unpause this and get ourselves some more workers, some more population, more inhabitants. Alright. this is going to be a pretty high priority to be, yeah, see how these are set to 2? Yeah, we want these to be fed constantly, right? Oh, well, looks like that's the end of this episode. I'm going to cut it here, but I'm going to keep going probably immediately. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.